Yo, what's going on, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be sharing another interview with you guys with a client. His name is Dr. Mike. He's located in Rhode Island, and the name of his practice is Strive. And according to him, he's been able to hit over 200K in revenue since he started implementing the IG patient funnel. And the cool part about it is he literally had his 1 year anniversary not too long ago. So he's been in practice for only a year and maybe some change. So if you guys enjoy this, please subscribe to the channel. I'm going to continue to post content that will show you not only just results of people actually getting patients from Instagram and growing their practices, but how you can do that too as well. But let's go ahead and let's cut straight into the interview. And yeah, see you guys. Oh, what is going on, you guys? And welcome to this interview. And I have with me one of my best clients other than Stratton and a couple of other ones. This guy has been crushing it. I think he's been implementing the strategy for a little over a year now, maybe a year, almost coming up to a year exactly.
Yeah.
Dr. Mike. All right. So yeah, man, I mean, do you kind of just want to introduce yourself, where your practice is located, and yeah, just start off from there.
Got it. Yeah. I'm Dr. Michael Georges. I'm from Rhode Island. My practice is in Cranston, Rhode Island. I started my practice officially last January 2023. We're in February now. So I've been going strong for a year. And my practice has we do cupping, we do Groston, we do a lot of dry needling, and of course, everyone's favorite, the adjustments.
Yeah, dude. This guy is amazing. He's a freaking beast too.
Right.
By the way, I only work with beasts for the most part. So okay.
Some cold hitters.
Yeah, but bro, let me ask you this. Let's start off with this. So, what was the problem that you had prior to joining the IG patient funnel program?
So my problem was I didn't even actually have my practice up and running yet, but I was so nervous about, okay, I'm starting out on my own. I have a table, I have like an office, and how am I gonna like go from making zero income, like having a nice paycheck week to week working as an associate, to all of a sudden now matching my paycheck a week? Like, can I afford to take that hit? And dude, that was honestly the scariest part. I was like, what do I do? And I was also nervous about, okay, now I have to build my social media, and like you're nervous at first at like what you're posting. Are people gonna like it? Um, are people gonna take you seriously? Are people gonna respect me? Is the content that I'm putting out like, are they like, you just gotta get out of your own head and do it. So that's why I was like, I need to find an avenue to really instill that confidence in me. 100 followers when I first started with you, and I'm up to 6,200 now, organic.
Yeah,
I had
yes.
that page, and I had that page for 2 years and only had like 700 people.
That's insane. See, and and to finish off what I was saying too, and then I'm gonna add on top of that is, like he literally just once he got everything up and rolling, like he got his space and he got everything ready to go. He was literally getting people on board and booked like right away. Right.
Yeah.
So like for those of you, once again, this is another example. Even if you don't have a practice up yet and it's getting close to that time, you can still do this, right? You can still implement this strategy and build up the local following and get leads and almost have it to where there are people ready to come in once you open, right?
Yeah.
And then
That
you
first month, I had 90 new patients just ready.
Yep. There you go. See, and like guys, like we're not saying all of this to like say like this is gonna exactly happen to you because it obviously like just depends on like where you're at, what your situation is. But this is the potential, right? So I just wanted to throw that out there. And then you were talking about followers, something that, and just to teach everybody on this video something real quick, a lot of people in the Instagram world, like the Instagram gurus and coaches, they talk a lot about, just building a big following, right? But that's really not what it's about. What is it about the most if you're a local chiropractor? It's about building a following of people in your area. What is the point in you having followers of people that are scattered all over the world? Like they're not going to be able to come in and see you. So something that I hit on a lot is the quality of the followers that you're getting. And obviously in the program, we teach you how you can gain those local followers and obviously how you can convert them into new patients. But yeah, I just wanted to add that in there real quick. I didn't want to steal the show. So just to teach
Not
everyone.
at all, man. Yeah, no, that's such an important part is like the followers. Like, I built such a great local community just from even like reaching out to gyms, I reached out to like a bunch of nail salons, hair salons, and dude, it's my practice was like mostly male. Now it's like 70% female, 30% male, just because I went to all of those businesses and sure enough, nail techs are always hurting, barbershops, like barbers are always hurting, hairstylists are always hurting, lash techs, nurses, you name it. And I just introduced myself and told them everything I had to offer. And I mean, it was just like, I need that. And that's what I provided was one, value, two, building that like trust in me and like just loving what I do and being there for them.
Yeah, yeah, that's sick, dude. That's it. Cool. So, dude, let me ask you this. Like, why did you choose to join the IG Patient Frontal program compared to any other program that you might have ran into?
Uh the personability, to be honest. I was always like nervous. You kind of join these other IG groups and it's kind of just like you talk to a team member first and then they get you to a coach and it's like not the person that you really signed up with. Um, that I mean, the weekly coaching calls, like the accountability that you told me that you were going to be on me about. And two, even off the free one, when you gave me the free booklet and I told you like, yo, I just booked 20 new patients off the free stuff. I was like, I gotta invest in this. Like, what more does this guy have to offer?
Mhm.
And that's when I realized I was like, okay, if this guy's free gems are getting me new patients, imagine if I actually invest in him and in his coaching, what happens? And I mean, sure enough, man, it was a complete 360.
Yeah, dude. And guess what? That is the third person, you guys. If you go and you watch the other interviews, Dr. Stratton and Dr. Garrett said, what did they say? I gave them value first, they got results, and then they decided to go all in. And I just wanted to highlight that because, there's a lot of gurus out there that say they want to lead with the giving hand. Like, this shows you guys that I truly do believe in leading with the giving hand. And as a matter of fact, I have a full new video diving deep into the strategy. The same video that Dr. Mike said that he was watching and got 20 new patients off of, I redid it and upgraded it when there's so much more information in there, even more than what you got, Dr. Mike. So
I got
yeah,
that free thing, and I literally I showed you the notebook. I was like gem, wrote notes and everything, and implemented it. And sure enough, like I was like, oh, this works.
yeah, and that it comes down to implementation. So, if you guys do want that video, then literally just send me a message on Instagram, or even I'll put the link below so that you can go ahead and check out that video so that you can do the same thing that he did, right? Go check out the information, take the information and implement it. If you like it and you want more, then you can work with me, right? But yeah, man, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, and I do remember that. That was really cool. That was really cool to see, somebody else getting results without me actually working with me. Because, dude, that's what it's about. It's about helping people first, right?
Right.
Like people get it so mixed up, right? They try to get the money first or try to grow their business first, and then they try to help people. It's like, no, like you need to help people first. And I actually told somebody this on an Instagram DM. They said, dude, like, why did you give away so much stuff in that video? Like, I actually got a lot from it. And I was like, that's the point. I said, if you give to the world will give back to you. If you take from the world will take from you. That's all
Facts.
how it works.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
that's just what I believe in, bro. But I'm glad that that happened to you because it led to us working with each other. And then we just took it to another level. Right.
Dude, another level's an understatement, man. I took it to levels that I never thought I would reach in my first year of practice. Like genuinely, like I was like, man, I can't imagine having like a 10K month, like my schedule filling up and me getting a 10K month. And dude, 10K, I'm upset if I have a 10K month now. Like I'm up at like 2025 and I'm like, all right, like we need even more now,
Yeah, that's
you
crazy.
know?
That's crazy. You have higher expectations.
Way higher expect. Now I'm like, okay, where can I consolidate and allocate different avenues so that I can still maintain the same patient care, but that I can funnel in more because I can funnel in more. Like new patients aren't stopping, man. It just they literally see the work, they see the content, they're like, I need that.
Yeah. Well, dude, that was going to be the other question that I asked you. So, as a result of implementing the IG patient funnel, like, what was the outcome and how has it made your life different?
It has completely changed my life in terms of different. The outcome of it was that one, I have a practice now that is so sustainable that like I was out sick with the flu last week. I was out for 3 days and like I was like, 3 days, like I can eat that on the chin. I wasn't I now I can take a 2 week I can take a 2 week vacation and be like, all right, sweet. Like my schedule is going to be packed when I get back, regardless. Like I'm not worried about losing anyone because they don't want to go anywhere else but here. Um, as far as implementation, like I've had no less than 55 new patients a month, you know. My follow-up visits, like my patient retention is still up above 70% in the past year. Um, I mean, like like I get recognized when I go out now, which is super cool. They're like, "Hey, you're the chiropractor." I'm like, yeah, that's me. Like, man, I see your ads everywhere. Like everyone reposts you. I'm like, yeah, we're doing good work over there. You should come by sometime. And they're in. They're like, oh my, I need to. I have this, that. I'm like, listen, save it for when you come in. I want to hear all about it.
Dude, that's amazing. And I'm glad that you mentioned that because something that I wanted to highlight too from what you just said is this strategy. It helps build trust with you. Like it helps people in your area build trust with you before they even decide to step into your office because they
Yeah.
see so much, especially if they decide to follow you, right? If you're posting really good content, it looks really good, they're going to see it for the most part. So they're familiar with seeing you off of that already. And then on top of that, they see your ads. And then on top of that, their friends and family are probably talking about you because they're seeing you, or maybe they went to go see you already. So, like, it's just a compound of so many different things, right, that work together, right? And that's something that I actually noticed was, geez, like, when people are actually consistent with this, they're going out and people are recognizing them and it's making the process easier for them, right? Like people already know who you are. If people know, like, and trust you, I always say this, right? If people know, like, and trust you, they will do business with you, whether it's now or later, or they
Yeah.
will refer you to someone that they know. Is that not
Yeah.
true?
That's so true, man. Like, and even when I started, because you were like content, content, content. If you look back at my page when I first started, opposed to the content that I say now, one, I'm way more comfortable on the camera. Two, the editing and quality of the video got 10 times better. Um, the the treatment that like we show in the video and the structure of it, like repetition. One, my content got better just because I was like, okay, this Instagram thing works. I gotta post more. Because I'm posting more, I'm just getting better. My ads are performing better. I'm getting way more quality patients, and just everything just kept on getting better and better and better every month.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy, man. Well, that's good. I'm glad it did, right?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, really. But no, dude, like you blew up, right? Like you blew up like crazy,
Hey,
right?
Rhode Island's a small market, man, and like I feel like I'm doing just as well. Like I'm in a big city. I mean,
Say that again. Can you please say that again? Thank you so much for saying that. Say it again.
yeah, I'm in Rhode Island. Look it up on the map and look how small it is. I'm in a small market. Like people have insurance around here and they want to. I don't take insurance, and I'm doing numbers like I'm in a big city. I mean, small market, and I'm doing big city numbers. I didn't think it was going to get like that.
Yeah, there you go. So, like for the people that are in small markets, like obviously it can work for you very well. And it actually might work better than being in a city because you're in a smaller area. Everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
Right? So
Everyone talks. I'll have someone leave my room and be like, I'm sending my mom to you. And I'm like, yeah. She's like, actually, I want to book her right now. Let me pay for her visit. I'm like, sweet.
there you go. Right? So that's proof right there. It doesn't matter where you're at. If you're in a big city, it's going to work. If it's in the small market, it's going to work. right? It
Mhm.
just depends on what you put into it and if you go all in on it, like Dr. Mike did and the other clients too as well,
I'm
right?
glad you said that, man, because I went all in. Like that was, I had that hashtag literally every single morning when I came into my desk. I had a post it on my desk that just said all in. And I mean, that's it, all in.
Right. Exactly, bro. Well, let me ask you this. There's two more questions I want to ask you, and then we can go ahead and end the call. But yeah, the fourth one is, where do you think you would be right now if you didn't join the IG Patient Funnel program?
Twiddling my thumbs and resting between patients and worrying about maybe like a bartending job or something, man. Something to make a second avenue of income. I'd be sitting here thinking, shit, my family and friends were right. Maybe I should have stayed at that other job and not started my own practice yet because I wasn't ready. But I mean, now it's crazy. Now everyone's like, man, like you're killing it, you're crushing it. And I'm like, that's so crazy because they were the ones telling me, like, yo, maybe you like second guess the practice. Maybe you don't have enough startup capital. And that was, like I said, man, like beyond what I expected it to be this first year. And as far as I don't know what I'd be doing, like if I wasn't getting that many like new patients and on my own like this and having the confidence to do this, I don't know what I'd be doing, man, to be honest. It'd be a failed practice if it wasn't for Instagram. Everything 90, probably less now, probably 80% of my clients are all from Instagram. The rest 20 is word of mouth. But those word of mouth, like even when they come in, they're like, oh yeah, like I've been seeing you on Instagram,
Right. So it
you
puts a
know?
factor into it. Right.
Yeah.
Dude,
Like
that's
the person that came here reassured them. They're like, yo, I went to that guy that's ad popped up. Like, you gotta go see him. And sure enough, when they come in, I'll ask, like, how'd you hear about me? They're like, oh, my friend came here and they were like, you gotta go see him. And I've been seeing your ads on Instagram. And like, sure enough, here I am.
Yep, that's it. That's how it works. You can get the patients from Instagram, or you can get referrals from it too. It's
Yeah.
crazy how it
It's
works.
funny. They'll always send like a guinea pig friend. They'll be like, all right, you go see him and then I'll see how it goes. And then sure enough, man, like I'll come see him. Like I'm calling him right now and tell him to book. I was like, call him up, tell
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Well, yeah, man, dude. I appreciate you for being real about that, because that. I mean, that's usually the response that I get for the most part when I say, like, where would you be at right now? They'd be like, honestly, I wouldn't. I wouldn't even have a practice, or I'd be working another job or whatever, right? So, but yeah, dude. Last question. If there's anyone, which there will be anyone, or there will be people watching this 100%. Who's on the fence, right, about joining the IG Patient Funnel program? Like, what would you tell them? Like, just lay it all out. What would you tell those people?
in order to make money in the practice of your dreams, don't be on the fence about investing in something. It's scary. Even I looked at like the price of, hiring Shaq and I'm like, man, can I really afford this? And now when I look back now, I'm like, that was the best decision. That was the best money I ever spent. And honestly, even if it was double, knowing what I know now and where it would have gotten me, I would have paid the freaking price. I would have paid it. Like I would have been like, no holds, but I'd do it all over again. And even if he increased the price tenfold, I'd be like, I'm in. I mean, dude, I have the practice of my dreams now. I look back at the past year. Again, I told you my goal was to make six figures. Like I wanted to hit that. I wanted to make what I was making at my last job in my first year of practice. I doubled that. I've made more this year than I made combined my first 2 years working as an associate.
That's
Like
insane.
I look back at the number now and my in revenue, I hit over 200K, which is like you don't do that in your first year in a small market. Like that's, I have a new car. Like I'm looking at buying like a rental property. I'm like investing my money. I'm expanding my practice. And this is in 1 year. And maybe I am taking on a little bit more, but dude, I can handle it. Like this practice isn't going anywhere. In 1 year, I've managed to be like the go-to person in the community. Like people trust me. And if it wasn't for getting those funnels, getting those leads, DMing people, following up with them, putting a face to the name, like when they follow me, like reaching out to them. Man, I mean, first year in business, man, life is good. Really, it is easily the best decision I ever made. I'm happier now than I've ever been as a chiropractor, and I think I'm having way more fun with it now. And that's the one thing I love is that I'm loving showing up to work every single day.
Love it. I
Like I'm
love it,
happy
bro.
to do that, you know?
Yeah, I love that, bro. And like you know, you mentioned something else too. Like, there's definitely going to be some people that they feel like they don't have time to implement this strategy. But what would you have to say to those people that would say like, "Well, I just don't have enough time to do this"?
If you're sitting around twiddling your thumbs in practice, waiting for the next patient, you got time. It literally doesn't take, literally pull out your phone, go to your best performing content, click a button that says sponsor, pick the radius, and just do it. You know what I mean? Like it's that easy to implement. When I was sitting here, man, when I first that first month, like I did decent numbers. I was still twiddling my thumbs, but that second month, that third month, that fourth month, forget it. You got time. Even now, as busy, I still have time. I will implement that strategy. Like there's no doubt about it.
Mhm.
You
Yeah,
know?
it's amazing how many people will stop.
Yeah, no, don't stop. I mean, and then it literally becomes it literally becomes second nature. Like at first you're like, oh man, I have to implement this and do this. Don't overthink it. In the beginning, you'll overthink it. You know, in the beginning, you're like, man, am I even doing this right? But repetition, repetition. Then you just become a pro, and it's like I can practically teach it to other people now. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. And I'm glad that you mentioned that because there's some docs that, you know, they're like, well, like I have a full staff and, you know, like they might be at the point to where like they don't want necessarily new patients for them. They want new patients for all the people that are working for them. And I actually just worked with someone that I legitly, he got into the program, but I never was teaching him. I was teaching the people that was running his practice. So it doesn't even have to be you if you have a younger doc in your office that can implement this for you like an associate, then I can coach them and teach them how to implement this into your practice,
Yeah.
right? So I just wanted to throw that out there because like I've been just getting people that have been saying, yeah, like I don't have time to do all that extra stuff. But here's the thing, there's a difference between the old way of doing the marketing versus the new way, which is this way. The old way was you run the $21 new patient special stock image on Facebook. You get the leads, and then the majority of the leads are crappy, anyways, because you ran a new patient special. And then, you know, like all of that, it's still happening, right? And there are companies that do a great job of using that strategy, but this one is so much more different because when you run the other strategy, like there's no relationship being built whatsoever. Those people just book and they come in. But something that I could teach on with this right now to everybody is the difference between that strategy and this strategy is because you're able to talk to people in the messenger before they come in, you build a better relationship with them, right?
Yeah. My
And
conversion rate is like pretty good, man. Like in terms of because once they follow you, like they followed you for a reason, you know, and then you're just able to capitalize on that and just be like, hey, what's it like? Everyone gets a DM. Everyone, you know, you're able to follow anyone you want. You're able to DM anyone you want. It's like they followed your page for a reason. Follow up. Why? Like, hey, thanks for supporting. I appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the content. Be like, man, I love your content. Be like, man, I appreciate that. Like, maybe we can get you in a video sometime. They'd be like, oh, I would love to be in a video. Sweet.
right. Yeah, dude. It's crazy what it does, you know, like the ability to have a conversation with someone and them like, oh, like I'm actually talking to the doctor, like I'm not talking to his desk or whatever, like I'm talking to the guy. And they feel they appreciate that because they know you're a busy person. And where do you ever hear of a doctor taking time to message people in the first place? It
Yeah.
doesn't happen very often at all.
No, it doesn't.
Right? When do you talk to the doctor? When you go in. You never talk to them before you go in,
Yeah.
right?
People are still amazed when I even answer my own phone, like the office phone. I'm like, hey, Dr. Strap Spine and Sport, Dr. George is speaking. They're like, oh, I'm speaking to the doctor. I'm like, I'm speaking. What's going on?
Yeah. And listen, like if you're in a bigger like practice and you don't have time and you have a front desk, I'm not saying like that's a bad thing that you have a front desk taking your calls and everything like that, but I'm trying to show you the importance of you actually taking the time to sit there and message people and have conversations with people, right? And if your associates are good enough to do that too as well, then obviously they will have the ability to do that too. But yeah, no, I didn't want to carry too much and give too much on this. Like I said, if you guys want to learn the full strategy, I'll put the link to the video in the description. But yeah, no, man, is there any last words that you want to tell everybody before we end this?
Make the jump, go all in. I mean, it worked for me. I mean, like I said, I was an associate for 2 years. Uh, I left my job and rented 1,000 square foot space, and I still have that 1,000 square foot space. I have a table. I got, cute, I hired an interior designer to make my practice look nice for me. But really, even before I even did all that, all I had was me, my table, and Instagram. And I mean, it works.
Yeah, dude, you were adjusting people in the gym.
Dude, I was adjusting people on a massage table. I was I was in a gym, open space, shooting films on an iPhone, dude. It was like, then I was like, oh man, I hired a videographer, I hired an interior designer, website guys, a graphic designer. I invest in all that stuff. That was great stuff to invest in. But now it's just like those expenses are allocated, paid for. I have zero debt besides student loans, which I'm paying off. Dude, I became profitable in 4 months. I told you that. I mean, it was great.
That's all you gotta say, man. That's all you gotta say, dude. I love it. I love it. Well, dude, I really appreciate you for taking the time. Hopefully you guys got a lot out of this interview. And listen, if you're ready to get this started and you want to implement this into your practice the same way Dr. Mike did in the other clients, I'm gonna also put a link in the description to book a no strings attached to discovery call. Okay. Literally on this call, I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions, get us into where you're at, see if you're even a good fit. And if I do think you're a good fit and you're ready to rock and roll, then we'll obviously talk about how we can continue and put this into your practice. Okay. But other than that, thank you, Dr. Mike. Really
And
appreciate it.
Jack, I appreciate you, man. You are the truth. You've leveled up my practice to places I didn't think was imaginable in my first year of business, man. So for anyone that is on the edge of that, I hope I can be a great example to that. I mean, a small market, big dreams, and we're doing it, man. And that's honestly thanks to this, because I honestly don't know where I'd be without implementing all the stuff that you taught me. Seriously.
I love it, bro. Thank you so much. And I'm glad that you're crushing it and still crushing it. It's been a year, right? A little over a year and it's still going. So let's keep it going.
Yep.
Yes, sir. All righty. All righty, man. I'll go ahead and let you go. Take care.
Yo, so I hope you guys enjoyed the interview with Dr. Mike. As you can see, he's a monster, right? Like he absolutely crushed it with the IG patient funnel strategy. Okay. As you probably have already heard him talk about, he was in a position where, he was working for another practice and he was going to open up his new practice, but his main concern was is how was he going to get patients through the door, right? Which is most of you guys, is if you're just starting out or you're thinking about opening a practice, that's what you're thinking, right? And maybe even for some of you that have been in practice for a little while, maybe you're looking for new ways to be able to get new patients into your office on top of what you're already doing, right? But for him specifically, he didn't know where he was going to be able to do that or how he was going to be able to do that. So we went ahead and we implemented the IG patient funnel strategy for him super early, and literally right off of the bat, he just started crushing it because he took all the information that I gave him and he actually took action, which is super important, right? You have to take action on the information that you get in order for it to work for the most part, right? And as you can see, very successful, 200K plus in a year and some change, right? Just from Instagram. He doesn't do any other type of marketing. He doesn't do in-person marketing. He doesn't do Facebook. He just uses Instagram specifically. Okay. And he's in a small market too as well. So If you are someone, mainly a doc, chiro, that owns a practice, whether you've been owning a practice or you're about to open up a practice, and you want to know how you can implement this into your practice, then I want to go ahead and invite you to book a no strings attached discovery call with me. I'm going to put a link in the description. Literally, all it's going to do when you click it is take you to a page to pick a time and day that works best for you. And literally on this call, I'm not going to hard sell you. I'm literally going to do my best to ask the questions that I need to know to see if you're even a good fit. And also give you some value and see if I can help you in any type of way. But if I do think that you're a good fit for what I do, then I'll invite you to work with me and then we could talk about the next steps, right? But other than that, hope you enjoyed this interview. Like I said, you have to get patients through the door, right? So whether it's with me or somebody else, if you're in a position where you want to get more patients or you want to know how you're going to get patients, if you're just opening up, then find a way, right? It doesn't have to be with me, but obviously I would really enjoy it if it was with me, right? I would enjoy working with you if you're a good fit. So other than that, hope you enjoyed the interview, and yeah, see you guys later.